Hello, y'all. Hello. I couldn't get live this morning or this afternoon. I guess my internet connection's not quite good enough. It happens sometimes. Oh well. This is Mike from Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement. Yeah, Mike from Michael. Only women seem to call me Michael, and almost all of them do. I'm not sure why. But anyway, this is Mike or Michael here in a sunny Sharpsburg, Georgia. Yeah, this is just a quick update for you guys on the photos and video I did yesterday. This is my car, a 98 Mustang GT. Oops. With what was a pretty horrible Mako paint job on it when I purchased it. It happens. And I decided to see how good I could make it look. So I spent a lot of time and effort working on it, trying to resurrect it and preserve it as long as possible. And I've had some success. I mean, it's a driver. This is my transportation. It's not a show car. But this paint was like this when I purchased the car. But anyway, as some of you may recall from the video yesterday, there we go. While I was working on other people's projects for about the last month and a half, you might say, Sally had to sit outside and was pretty badly neglected by myself, which is okay. Sometimes I like to do that on purpose because I like to try to see what I can and cannot do to resurrect it. And it had no attention whatsoever for at least a month. And here is some of what has happened. It got rained on multiple times, driven in the rain a number of times, and look at those water spots, would you? This is right above the passenger side window on that door frame rail, whatever you call it. Oh, see, there's a roof. Oh, pretty bad, yeah. Up here's the wheels and tires. Yeah, my tire coating was starting to go bad because it had been on there for a year and a half. So I was going to have to strip this off so I can apply some new tire coating. You got to get the old coating completely off first. And as you can tell, perhaps, I zoom in a little bit, multiple water spotting, etc. on the wheels. They're not grimy, but they were very dirty, and they have been coated. They have been coated, folks. Oop. Oh, there's the hood. You talk about water spotting and stuff, fallout, all kind of stuff on that hood, which is painted black. I mean, look at all that, would you? Oh, man. Yeah, maintenance wash was not going to remove this. Not going to happen. There's another photo of some of the water spotting, etc. on the roof. Pretty bad. Man, no amount of maintenance washing, folks, is going to remove that. I don't care what you do to it. You need a strip wash. And that's just some spotting I showed that showed up on the windshield. The same kind of thing. That's a combination of rain and blah. Drizzle stains from the wiper fluid. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. And the glass is coated with the 2-year glass coating, which it's been over 2 years. But as you'll see out there in a minute, it has held up extremely well. Although I don't drive my car as much as some of you might, but that's what it was. Anyway, yesterday afternoon, did the wheels and tires, used my new little turbo nozzle on the tires. It did a great job. glad I bought it, glad I bought it. Handy tool. I stripped the tires down, the wheels down. Then I gave the entire car a, oh boy, I gave the entire car a foam bath using the McKee's 37 strip soap, they call it. Yeah. And then rinsed all that off, gave it a good hard rinse with my new deionized water system, which is just 1 point away from distilled water, folks, and it did an excellent job. Left no water spotting whatsoever. And then I did a contact wash. What did I use? Same stuff, but just a different dilution ratio out of a bucket. Rinsed it again. Then I did a contact wash, and then I dried it with my drying towels. Just because I didn't feel like getting the forced air dryer out. And I was going to pull it in the garage anyway. And it turned out very well. All right, you say, that's enough of that looking at the laptop mic. Let's go look at the real thing in real time, shall we? Okay, let's do that. Let me grab my camera here and my shoes. Again, I apologize for not being live, but it was due to things beyond my control. Let's like that to the garage. I love these days I can leave the garage door open and work in the fresh air. And there she is, folks. Woo-wee. That's from what I call the 4-foot test. Although I'm a little bit more than 4 foot, but we'll get in close here in a minute. Those tires and wheels have come out excellent. They have not been dried or anything. And what you've got here is virgin rubber now. Now, maybe a little bit of soap residue, but I'll wipe them down before I recoat them. The wheels came out really clean. Remember, they have not been dried. This was from air drying. Very little, if any, spotting. None that I see. Oh boy. Remember that photo of this hood? It was nasty. And I'd say this procedure got 95% or better. Look at that mirror finish, would you? Oh man, this titanium coating, folks, that's TMR. It's an 8-year titanium coating. You cannot beat it. It makes maintenance like this so much easier. If I didn't have this coating on here, this would not look nowhere near this good. It's been a couple of years since I put it on. And like I say, I have not maintained it according to the instructions most of the time. So I'm extremely pleased with this stuff. He has other coatings, but I chose this one because this is designed for vehicles that have to live outside a lot and get hammered like my car has. And for cars that live up north or close to the beach, because it repels all those chemicals and salts they spray on the roads up there where it snows and ice and all that kind of stuff. And if you're at the ocean, it helps repel all that salt from the air and the spray and all that kind of stuff. This stuff is durable. Some of his other 9H coatings, as they call them, have more gloss and shine and a little bit easier to apply than this, but they don't have near the durability and the ability to repel stuff. So it's kind of a little bit of a trade-off, but it's not bad. But there's a smudge where I put my hand down earlier. I'm looking for water spots so I could show you guys. There's just not many left. Not many left. There's 1 or 2 or 3. But earlier, what I did was right in here, I think it was, there was some water spotting, and right here. And what I did, I used, pay no attention to this label, folks, although you could use this stuff. What I did was see which ones I could chemically remove. the least aggressive method of removing water spots. You can pretty much forget all that retail stuff they try to sell you. Some of it will work, but it won't work as good or as fast or as efficiently as the method I'm about to tell you about. Because that stuff is all watered down, watered down, watered down. What I use and what is actually in this bottle is Meguiar's Wheel Brightener, diluted, I think 4:1 with distilled water. And you can use this stuff to chemically remove water spotting. If it hasn't been on there long, if it hasn't bonded too deeply to the clear coat or is actually embedded into the clear coat, which happens, particularly say if you drive your car to work, you park and they turn the sprinklers on or something like that and you get water spots on it from that. When you get home, you can chemically remove them with this stuff much easier and much less aggressive than other stuff. If you have a wax or something or a weak sealant on there, this stuff will probably or may remove it. I don't know, it just depends. But after I put this stuff on there, ideally you do it outside where you can get your hose and you rinse it off. But when I'm doing it inside like this, what I do is use the McKee's 37 rinseless wash, the one without protection in it. They make two different kinds basically. One without any protection left behind, and they have another one that does leave protection behind. I wanted to use the one without protection to neutralize this acid, because I plan on going back over when I finish all this and applying the titanium sealant as a topper and further protection for this coating, which I had done previously. It's rated at 8 months, but in my experience, in some situations, it will way outlast that like it did on my car. Been a long time since I put it on there, which is one reason a lot of this stuff just washed right off. It provides us another sacrificial layer. Your coating provides a sacrificial layer and protection for your clear coat, and once that cures, if you put the sealant or a quick detailer on top of that once it cures, then that provides a layer of protection for your coatings and keeps them fresh. Now, what can happen to these coatings if you use improper methods to maintain them? They can get clogged up and it looks like they have failed, but they may not have. And sometimes you just have to use certain products that are designed to wash cars that have been coated. And what it does is it removes that stuff that is clogging your coating and refreshes it. There's a number of different brands. The one that jumps to mind is Car Pro Reset, and it's designed just for coated cars. I've got some McKee stuff over there that's also designed for that. There's several of them out there. Sometimes you don't need to remove the coating and reapply. If the water behavior is starting to get flat on you and sheet instead of bead, sometimes you just need to reset it. That's all. But oh boy, I'm trying to find some water spotting on here. That a little bit right there. But I did such a good job of strip washing, there ain't much. There's a little one right there. One right there. Don't pay any attention to that. That's a defect in this Mako paint job. There's a few here and there. Not many. Not many. Most people would be perfectly happy with how this turned out. Man, oh man. I'm not sure what that is. But, you know, I'm going to remove the water spots that can be chemically removed. And that's about all I'm going to do, I think. Because to go further, I would have to do some buffing. And at that, I would risk removing the coating. But if you remember those photographs, shoot, 95% or better of that stuff is gone. I'll walk back around the other side because that's where we took the photograph of this pillar post arm or whatever the heck you just call it. You remember all that junk that was on here from that photograph you saw a few minutes ago? Folks, it is gone. Because you're starting to get into your vertical surfaces here, and the water runs off a little bit better than it does off of your horizontal surfaces, so they tend not to get as bad unless it's down low where you get splash up from wheels and other cars and that kind of stuff. But mine doesn't seem to have that because this coating just pushed it all off. I'm telling you, for preserving your paint and ease of maintenance, you cannot beat these modern day ceramic / titanium. They even got a graphene coating now, which I haven't scienced out yet. I hadn't tried it. It hadn't been necessary. But look, remember all that junk that was on this hood? I'm going to be hard pressed to find water spots up here to, I'm going to turn my little headlamp on, up here to remove. Man, oh man, oh man. Looking good. And then I'll put, after I finish with all that, then I'm going to go back and put the TR8 back over all this stuff. And I should be good to go for a long time to come. Remember the spotting that was on this glass? If I looked hard enough, I might could find some, but I just don't see any, folks. I don't know about y'all. I don't see any at all. That coating just kept them off of the glass and protected the glass from that stuff from bonding or etching into the glass. Yes, and that stuff, if you leave it on there long enough, will etch your glass, and then you're in a problem. You got to do some topical polishing or even sometimes some substrate polishing. Same thing with the side windows, because like I said, they're vertical, so they don't get hammered as bad. Yeah. There was a lot of spotting on this wing here. It's all gone, all gone, all gone, all gone. Holy mackerel. I had some on the taillight lenses. It's all gone. Man, I am extremely pleased with the coating I put on these wheels. Made it super simple. I used a non-acid wheel cleaner, but I probably didn't even have to go that hard. I probably could have used just a regular old car wash on them and they would have come clean. Probably wasn't necessary, but I scrubbed all the trim down, tried to remove much of the crap that gets on them. And these have been protected with Cerakote trim coat, but it's been 3 years or more. There again, their product has way outlived their projections. Man. To get them any better than this would take a much more aggressive approach, removing this crap. And these are rubber, not plastic, so you have to be kind of careful with that. Oh man, everything came out quite well. Like I say, most people would be perfectly happy with it the way it is now, and I'm pretty happy. It's just that me being me, I want to see what else I can get done to a certain extent. But I appreciate y'all. I'm sorry I couldn't go live. Maybe next go around. Man, oh man. I'll make another video here in a few minutes of me using this wheel brightener to remove some water spots for you guys, and I'll post that one later on. Y'all have a great day. Like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Y'all know all that stuff. Comments and so forth and so on. See, I've got my headlamp on. See it? Handy dandy little thing. I bought one. It worked so well. That same day, I went in the house and ordered another one. Now I'll give y'all a little close-up of it. This particular one's called a Scan Grip. They're a little bit pricey, but once you use one, you will not want to be without one. Trust me, particularly if you do paint correction. Because it's a little hard to hold my swirl finder light while I'm buffing. With me, maybe some of y'all could do it. I can't. But anyway, and this battery, once it's charged up, hell, it'll last 4 or 5 hours easy. But a lot of times I'm in here working on these cars for much longer than that. So when it dies, it takes it a while to charge back up. So I like to just be able to go get the other one and strap it on. I did the same thing with these swirl finders here. These are heavy duty super lights. I did the same thing. I bought one of those. After I used it for a while, I went right in the house and ordered an extra one, because I didn't want to have to do without it when it was dead. I bought cheap versions of that and this before I did all this, and I got tired of fooling with them. You know, they just didn't stay long. They took forever to charge. They were rinky dinky. The switches wore out on them very quickly, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to go first class, and I am so glad I did. Anyway, y'all, have a great day. Enjoy the sun as long as it lasts. It's already clouded up a little bit, but appreciate y'all. Bye now.